What is going on, guys? Quarantine coming at you finally with another CrowShow video here on the CrowShow. So guys, looking at myself. So today we're gonna be doing another movie review. This is a little late, like this is very late, probably around maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks late. We're gonna go ahead and do a review on a movie, so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I just wanted to say that the second John Wick movie has been let out. We're going to be doing a review on both of them and talking about through the whole thing. Spoilers will be involved, so be sure to, if you don't want to be spoiled and you want to watch the movie on your own, go ahead and stop watching this video right away and go watch that movie and then come back and we'll come back and review it together. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the first John Wick movie review. First John Wick movie was so intense. I never saw it, never really thought I'd be seeing it anyways, anyhow, to be honest. Really, I just thought that it was just another, pointless, killing movie, and pretty much like another James Bond or Jack Reacher movie and such and such. The last movie I thought that was really awesome and intense, that was just pure action and like pretty much a spy movie, was Taken, and then the Equalizer, which was starring Denzel Washington. Now back onto John Wick's half. This movie was nothing but exciting. I thought the first John Wick movie was very well done. Keanu Reeves did a fantastic job on this role. There's only one role I've ever seen him really do very well, but that was mostly Neo from The Matrix. Matrix movies were freaking amazing. I thought all of them were really awesome. Even when it came down to number 4, it was still pretty fucking badass. I enjoyed the storyline. I like how they kept it going and how it all ended before. And apparently, Keanu Reeves is actually making a suggestion that he will make a fifth Matrix movie if the requirements are met from his standards. But other than that, his role for John Wick was so intense and fantastic. I wonder how long he spent just doing some of the martial arts moves, the jiu-jitsu and everything, because all I could say is that he must have been tired after all of this moving around and stuff like that. And I love the story of the pencil through this movie, because as soon as the son comes back to see his dad to tell him that the job's done, after taking John Wick's car and killing his puppy that his wife left him when she passed away, he pretty much fucked up big time there by pissing off the fucking bear in the cave at that point. And he told that he'll finish what he started, and his dad's just like, he once killed 3 guys in a bar with a fucking pencil.
Fucking
I'm like, what the fuck? And then as soon as the action took off in the first scene in his house when he was actually getting attacked by the people who trained him, I thought it was fucking crazy. I was just sitting there on the chair like, what is happening? What is going on? What is going on? What the fuck? That was my whole entire, reaction to the whole movie the whole fucking time. And I watched it with my parents, and it was freaking amazing. And so as soon as I got done with the first movie and how it ended and everything like that, I was bound to see the second one that I wasn't even considering watching. As soon as I saw the first one, it was already planned. When Friday hit, I was going to the theater with or without somebody. And you know what? I went alone, and it was fucking worth the money. As soon as I entered that theater for the second movie, it was fucking amazing. But by far, my favorite is definitely the first fucking John Wick movie. We got some original casts in this movie from other movies, we got the guy from Spider-Man who plays as Green Goblin. We got the guy who plays as T-Bird in the Crow movie.
There ain't no coming back! There ain't no coming back! The best the devil stood. I felt how awful goodness is. I felt how awful goodness is.
I can't remember his name. It's something Patrick. But I was really shocked to see him in that movie, especially as soon as I caught the glimpse of his face, and then the size of him compared to Keanu Reeves. I knew in an instant that was freaking T-Bird from fucking Crow. It was fucking amazing. And then I thought about it, thinking about it more. I actually would, if anybody was to really choose really wisely, besides Jason Momoa, who I still do not, 100% support with being Eric Draven at all. He's just too big and all that stuff. We've been through this before. I don't support Jason Momoa being the Crow at all. I don't support it. However, if they were to choose Keanu Reeves after him making this movie, I think otherwise, because Keanu Reeves, if I think about it just a little bit, just shave off his face, make him just a little bit more, upbuilt, and stuff like that. Give him the face paint, make his hair grow just a little bit more. You got yourself a pretty decent fucking Crow. I think he could pull off that role pretty well. I actually think he would actually pull it off fairly well. So that's coming from me. I'd never give support on anybody being the Crow, especially since the one and only person who ever had the Crow role and took it with him to the grave is Brandon Lee. I had no speculation to even think anybody could come close to that role or give respect to him. But as soon as John Wick came out with Keanu Reeves, I had to say it, and I think it would actually make a really good freaking remake if they planned on remaking it. And, you know, I support Keanu Reeves 100%. John Wick #1 gets a full-on 10 out of fucking 10 for me. Now we're going to move on to John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 2, already, as soon as the movie starts, it's already taking off from where you left off. Because John Wick pretty much was not done with his freaking, like, you know, role in trying to find out who the rest of these guys were and stuff like that. Because not only when they killed his dog was he able to replace the dog, but he still needed to replace his car, which apparently was still taken away by the same people, but he had to hunt down the person who actually had it. And it turns out it was the son from the father in the first John Wick movies, uncle. And he was pretty powerful, in all honesty. So when John Wick found out that he had the car, he went beyond all limits like he usually would and went into this giant freaking garage place that had multiple cars, of like taxis pretty much, that were hiding gold and drugs and such. And he went in there, took care of shit that he needed to take care of, and he got his car back. As soon as he got his car back, he went up to the guy and he said, "Hey, let's make peace." And he gave him a toast, some vodka and whatnot and stuff like that. But in the long run, when he got the car back, it was torn to shreds. And next thing you know, his big boss man, who pretty much got him into that league of Russian mafia, whatever it might have been, comes up to his house telling him, "So you came back into the business, I see. Well, as soon as John Wick got his car back to his home, his big boss man came up to his room and said, "Hey, you came back to the business, I see. You took out a pretty big chunk of the business, so you need to kind of make it up by doing me this big, solid job that you most likely might not even succeed to finish 100%, just like your last mission." John Wick said, "No, I don't want to go back to being in that person. I don't want to go back to being into that business. I want to be normal now. After I just avenged my wife's death, I want nothing to do with the rest of that business." He said, "You don't have a choice. You either do this job or there will be severe consequences." John still said no, and what do you know, there was a consequence, and they blew his house that him and his wife lived together with all the members of his wife still in the house. Luckily, the new dog that he gotten was outside, luckily. Don't know how that happened, but apparently the dog made it outside and was surviving, just fucking lucky as hell. But that house was blown to shreds, and now John Wick is pissed once more. But he had to make an exception. He would kill the man who did that to him after doing the job that he asked him to do, and after he got the job done, he would have the opportunity to take him down. Little did John Wick know that he was actually being set up for his own downfall, but at the same token, he prepared for his own downfall as soon as he entered the rave party, because he knew something bad was going to happen. It wasn't going to be a simple job where he went ahead and shot the sister of the guy who pretty much made him who he is, but he had plans to get big guns set up in these underground catacombs where he was going to be ambushed, and what do you know, that's exactly what happened, and he beat the shit out of everybody in that catacomb. As soon as the boss man found out that John Wick had survived, he sent out a giant bounty of $7,000 just to kill John Wick to every single assassin that was just like John, or even better. But the thing is, John Wick is 10 times, 30 times, 50 times much more in training and skills than the average assassin in his entire league. So when the bounty went out to kill him, he did not hesitate, nor did he stress out on the fact that he had to kill in order to survive. And as soon as there was a scene where the two movies pretty much talked about him using a pencil, it turns out the pencil was real, because next thing you know, he kills two assassins with the pencil, and it was fucking gory and fucking awesome as shit. The next thing you know, the last freaking minutes of the movie were pretty much him chasing down the bossman after beating up a freaking sexy, beautiful woman who was very mute, and she could only talk through sign. I don't know if she was mute or if she was deaf, but either way, she was doing sign language, which was really freaking cool in my opinion. He chased down the big boss man to the hotel that pretty much every assassin goes to just to get away from, being in contracts and whatnot. And he killed the boss man on continental ground, causing a big disturbance, which means that he could not be a part of that system anymore, where he'd be aided by anybody. And yet another contract was made for $10 million or more. So now John Wick is forever be running for his life and fighting for his life in order to survive this giant $1 million worth contract that will not end until he is dead. Which leaves us to wonder, will there be a John Wick Chapter 3? I hope so. Back to the rating of this movie of John Wick Chapter 2. I am also giving this John Wick movie a fucking 10 out of fucking 10. I thought it was fucking beautiful. The cars, the guns, everything fucking gorgeous. That is my review for John Wick 1 and 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to go see the movie yourself, please go see it. It is very well worth the money and everything like that. Or if you just want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. It's still worth the money regardless. I thought John Wick was amazing. If you love, senseless action with guns, cars, women, and, just fucking amazing Keanu Reeves freaking, athletic abilities, go ahead and watch John Wick. You'll love the hell out of it. It's fucking amazing. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos on the Crow Show. Sorry it's been taking me a long time to get videos out, but there really hasn't been that much to talk about. So I hope you guys stay patient with me and continue watching my channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Then we gonna fall, then we let it pop.